Hello subscribers and viewers who haven't yet subscribed, and I hope you do soon. I just want to show you a quick look at how to put text on a curve, either inside the circle or outside the circle, but mostly inside the circle and the right way up. The outside the circle is quite easy, but there's just a few steps, and here they are. So let's start a new document. Photo will do, I don't care what size it is, this is just an example. And I'll bring it down a little bit so you can see the entire document within the screen. Now the first thing I want to do is put a circle on there. So we select the rectangular tool, you can see it on the bottom left hand side there, but we want an ellipse, that's that one there. Now it's white, doesn't really matter what colour it is, and I want to draw it out. Well, it's actually it's a grey colour, isn't it? So that's left over from what I had it before. Now just to show you what can happen here and mess up your ideals, let's have a look at the characters and positioning. That's 0 tracking, 0 balance, vertical scale, 100, 100. So that means it's since I last used the document, it's been reset. Now that's what you want. Remember, when you're using Affinity, if you've done 3 documents, all with different settings, the last setting you used will stay in there as a kind of default. Now that's very annoying, but not to worry. Okay, our circle, or ellipse if you like, is selected. Now what I want to do, just because I'm a fussy sort, is make sure that's exactly the same size. Now, as fate would have it, it is. It's 2.6 by 2.6. The width and the height. Okay. Now, I'll just lock that. In case I move it, it will scale proportionally. Now, is it centered? This is another thing I like to get fussy about. So, select the Move tool, so you've got the bounding box around it, and just using the pen. There we go. Now you can see the red and the green. That tells me that it's absolutely centered. Now, let's close that for the moment. So we've just got that. Now what I want to do is put some text on the inside of this circle. Not the outside, where it will start off, but on the inside. So let's see. The text box down there, the artistic text tool. Art text we've selected. Now very carefully on the outside of the circle, just touch it. No, I wasn't careful enough. So let's go back there, and with that selected, the art text tool selected, just touch the line. Aha. Now you can see the little green triangle there, and diagonally opposite there's a little red triangle. However, we've got Arial regular 1.1 point, 1.1 point in size. Now that's a waste of time. Let's make it 12. And you can see the cursor is on the inside of the line. Nope, don't want that. I want the cursor to start on the outside of the line. So let's just delete that whole layer and we'll start again. Let's put another... Oh, fiddle, fiddle. Back we go. Select the ellipse tool. Draw an ellipse. Set the ellipse size there. 2.6 by 2.6. There we go. Now it's perfectly symmetrical. Select the Move tool. And center it. There we go. Now, artistic text tool. Down here a little bit on the... I'm going to touch it just on the top left hand side. And you can see, because I've got 52 points selected there now, which is way too big, that's rubbish. Back off. Artistic text tool. and the cursor is on the outside of the line, even though the little green arrow is on the inside. That's what we want. Let's make this a respectable size, 12 point. Now that's a lot better. And now you can see what a fiddle this is. But once you get the hang of it, getting that cursor on the outside is the important part. So let's type some text. I don't care what font it is at the moment, but let's do it. Now is the time. Now I'm going to put the complete sentence in there, but for now, by grabbing hold of the green triangle, I can now move that green triangle around there. Is it completely centered? I don't know. Let's put some guides in. Guides, horizontal guide, and add a vertical guide. Go back there. That's certainly centered now and the time is just on the other side of the line. Select the artistic text tool again. And let's just move that a little bit. Oh, that's pretty well centered. Now, how do we get the rest of it on the inside? Well, what we've got to do is take hold of the little red triangle, drag it right around so it's right at the end of the word time. Now is the time. Now, put a couple of spaces in there. Okay, now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of the party. How about that? Now, what do you do with that? Interesting. So we've got a red triangle just past the end of that and a green triangle at the start of it. Let's move the red triangle around so it's just near the horizontal line. Now we can take the green triangle on the outside and push that around so it's, that's about equidistant. Now if you want to get that exact, put grid lines in so that you can see right across there when it's absolutely in the right place, or put another guideline down there. And that's all there is to it. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of the party. But you look at that and you think, but now is the time is on the top. I want it inside. Aha! Make sure your artistic text tool is selected. Now, touching the end of the words, I moved the red triangle. No, it's going to keep doing it. Stop doing that. Can't do that end. There we go. There we go. Now is the time Okay, grab the text tool. What we've got to do here, let's move that down there so it's not interfering. I've just moved the red triangle along a little bit. Hold on to that. Now, we've got all the text selected. See, I've quite happily moved the red triangle away from the end of the word time because I've got spaces there, so it will allow for that. The bottom text is still reasonably aligned, although I can make that better. But now now is the time selected. Here comes the tricky bit. Select the character section, that's that one there. You can see where my cursor is. Now we've got tracking and baseline. Just give me some baseline. Now we move that down a little bit. Oh, it's too far inside. Probably minus 9.0. Oops. minus 9.0. That's what we want. Now you can see the baseline is there. The kerning needs maybe some adjusting, but tracking. Now if you want to spread that text out and make it bigger, well, you can use that, because if you've got really big text in there, you will need to move the tracking. You can see how reducing the tracking squeezes the text up, increasing the tracking stretches the text out. So 12.5, and it's not too badly off the centre. There we go. Now you can also do the tracking for the bottom text if you like. Meantime, that's the job. Back there, and all the text is on the inside. Now you think, how do I get a coloured background behind that? Because it doesn't matter what colour you make that circle, it's a shape path text. Whatever colour you've made that to start with, it becomes, well, virtually transparent white, same as the background. So we've got to go up there and just select that. Just select anywhere outside the circle, and we're going to put in another ellipse, but we're going to make the ellipse not that grey colour, but let's see, a nice greenish colour. And it almost snaps to the grid that you've got there already. Now, make sure we select the Move tool, centre that. Now let's have a look and see how that looks. Opacity. So it's not quite in the centre, so we need to have a look at our circle. 2.9 and 2.8. Well, that's a bit off, isn't it? What was our original? Let's have a look at the original. 2.6 by 2.6. And you can see it's selected there, so the outside one is slightly larger. Now, because this text, you can see the G of good, all good men, this text is slightly larger than the circle. So you need to adjust for that. So we'll go back to there, we'll select that one and go to transform and make this one, unlock it, 2.7, oh it's very close, by 2.7. Now there it is. We've got the Move tool selected. Let's centre that. There it is. Now that's not too bad. You can fiddle with that and get it even more exact than that if you like. Now, because that's had the opacity reduced, that's not what we want. We want full colour, 100% opaque. But oh my God, you can't see your text. But grab hold of the level, the layer I should say, and just drag it down below the text. And there you go. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of the party. Isn't that gorgeous? You can put anything you like behind that. You can even put an image behind that. Make it the same size as that. Drag it into the circle so it masks it. But that's another story. There you go. That's how you put text on the inside of a circle. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it when you do. And I hope you've all had a Merry Christmas, a wonderful season if you don't celebrate Christmas, and a good holiday, because large numbers of people are on holidays. So, enjoy.